Hope you guys are doing well. Thought I would pop up live. I'm currently in Tortola, British Virgin Islands. First time here. Thought I would just take a moment to go live. Actually, I'm having some terrible Wi Fi in the cabin. I'm trying to work. So I figured I would just see if I can connect on my cellular service here to kind of just chat about how the cruise is going and how my day went today in Tortola. Let me know if you can hear and see me. And guys, pardon my hair. It's not slicked back. Caribbean humidity doesn't work. That's why I had to pull my hair back. But so sorry if it's a little fuzzy, but appreciate you guys popping in. Hey there, Phil and Deep. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it. So yeah, I just thought I would go live for a little bit. Since I can't work apparently. Welcome in DT Cruiser. Thanks for being a channel member. Welcome in D Rose. Hello to you. So yeah, if you guys are new, if you're just now clicking on this video, I'm RacQuelle from MHFamilyAdventures, and I'm currently sailing on board MSC Virtuosa. This is a press trip, meaning I'm working for MSC during this cruise. But I am visiting some islands that I've never visited before. So today is it's day 3, but the second port. Um, First port, where was I? Guadeloupe, which was 2 days ago. Today I'm in Tortola. So these are all of these ports are brand new to me. So super excited to check out um, these islands. So today, like I said, Tortola, but yeah, and I don't even know where I'm at tomorrow. So but yeah, I was trying to work in the cabin, and I think the Wi-Fi is down right now. So I came back on the ship. I was going to go back out because we have kind of a long port day. I was going to go back out, but I'm kind of swamped with a lot of work. So I figured I'd get back on and work, and the internet's not working. So right now I'm on my cellular reception. But welcome in to everyone that popped in. Welcome in, Cassandra. Good afternoon to you. Thanks for being a channel member. Same to you, Felicia. Appreciate you being a channel member. Welcome in, Audrey. Elephant Kinley, welcome in. Thank you for being a channel member. It says, I've been enjoying your posts. MSC is looking good. Yeah, guys, if you aren't following me on Instagram or following us on Instagram or Facebook, follow us there because that's where I post stories, kind of giving you some insight as to what's happened for the day. So I share quite a bit in my stories. So, like, if you're waiting for these vlogs to come out, these vlogs probably won't come out for like a month, month and a half because I have other series that have to come out first. Um, so, so yeah, if you want to see some Tortola content, some Guadeloupe, some other things that I'm getting into on the ship, definitely check out my stories. You know, they expire after 24 hours, but at least you get an idea of what's happening throughout the day. Um, but yes, I mean, I'm having a fantastic time on board. Says, hey, welcoming Carolyn. Says, hey, you look great. I was just looking over your tips for first time cruisers. Oh yeah, I just released. Which one was I actually filmed it yesterday on board because I forgot to do it before I left the house, so it didn't have as many clips intertwined because I couldn't download clips and this and that. So it was a lot of me just talking, but it was 15 tips for first time cruisers embarkation day. So check that out if you're a first time cruiser or new to cruising or getting back to cruising. Just a few tips for you for embarkation day. But I appreciate you watching, Carolyn. Michelle, welcome in. Good afternoon to you. Welcome in on the Go with Yellow. Thank you so much for being a channel member. Happy Tuesday to you. Welcome in, Jaretha. Appreciate you being here as well, and thank you for being a channel member. And she said I was just watching the tips video. Yeah, I think I pushed it out at like 1 o'clock or so. So every Tuesday, I'm going to bring some sort of cruise tip video um, to you guys, and then Fridays will still be our TGI Friday vlog premiere, which I don't know what's going to happen for this Friday. We'll have to see. I can tell you this: although the internet's not working right now, I can't even like log into work. Um, the internet has been great. And I was actually that video I uploaded and I think it uploaded in 20 minutes. So that is unheard of on cruise ships. That Starlink is definitely working wonderfully because it usually could take sometimes certain cruise lines like it could literally take all day to upload a 20-minute video if it even uploads, and this one did, and it did well. Let's see here. Welcome in, love to nurse. Appreciate you being a channel member as well. On the Go Deal says, I love Tortola, so beautiful. Did you do the caves? I did not. So today's tour was through MSC, and anytime I visit a port for the first time, I really like to just get a sense of the area and kind of just take a like a bus tour, cab tour, just to kind of go around to see some things. So um, yeah, the tour was through MSC, and it was truly just an open air safari ride up the mountain, down. to was it Cane Bay, to the beach there, and then back up the mountain and back to the port. So it was a narrated tour. So it gave me some history, some information about the area, and then I was able to spend 2 hours or so at the beach. So I like those kind of tours for my first time in port. That way, I have an idea of kind of what if I'm able to get to places on my own, and this and that. I also explored the port area, which actually I can turn this around and show you guys the port area because I have an aft balcony. So this is the port here in Tortola. So lots of boats. There's a lot of water sports and tours that you can take by boat here. As you see, it is so picturesque, guys. When I tell you, I literally took probably 200 photos today. It was just gorgeous everywhere you turn. It is gorgeous here. But this port has quite a few shops, and I had just learned on my way back in all these little tents or huts there. Those are all restaurants, so you can grab like some African food, Jamaican food, different Caribbean style food, in these little red and gray huts there. Then you have some shops, Diamonds International, some other shops, things like that. There is a bank and an ATM there. I had to go there and get some more cash. But yeah, so this is kind of like the port area. And then literally, if you walk through right here where it says Forge, if you go through there, straight ahead, there's where the taxis are. You can catch a taxi to the beaches, or if you're taking a tour, it kind of leads you in that direction as well. So, yep, this is the port area. Now, there isn't like a beach or anything that's accessible from right here. So if you're looking to come here to go to the beach, you're going to probably have to catch a taxi somewhere. Now, I will tell you, the tour that I was on, they actually have, hold on, just trying to give you guys these views, but it's gorgeous. And when you get to the other side, that's where you're going to see that like electric blue water. And from the mountaintop, it is stunning. So check my stories for a few photos and videos there, and I'll of course have a full vlog for you. So yeah, so the tour that I took was one where um, you probably could do it cheaper doing it on your own by taking a taxi. But if you want a narrated tour, so I think the taxis are, I think $30. I think that's what I read. $30 round trip to get you to, is it Cane Garden Bay? I keep mixing up the name. That is the most popular beach area here, but I can tell you it's not very family friendly. It's very, very weavy. Like literally the tide will rush all the way up to the shore. Beautiful area, but it's not good for swimming. But you could take a round trip taxi. I believe it's $30 to get over there and back, and you're still going to get the same scenic view that I had. The difference is mine was a narrated tour, so they actually kind of talked us through some things, but really, really nice. If you are going to take a taxi or take one of those tours, I recommend, if you are someone that wants to see like the beautiful oceanscape and off the side of the cliff, it is very high up. So if you have any, like, I'm usually afraid of height, but I think I've done a lot of the Caribbean now that I'm used to kind of going up the mountains and things, so I wasn't as nervous. But if you want to see like the ocean with the nice landscape, sit on the right side. If you want to see more of like the bay where the ship is and more of like the land, sit on the left side. But either way, you're going to have some amazing views. Let's see who else is here. Let's see. But no, I didn't do the caves. That will probably be on my list to do again because I will be coming back to Tortola again and probably in 2025. Welcome in, Team Reese Travels. Appreciate you being here. Thank you for being a channel member. And we have 61 people watching. I know it's Tuesday. It's a Tuesday, and most of you guys are probably still at work. So I appreciate the 61 of you guys popping in. But if you can hit that like button for me, I greatly appreciate it. Welcome in, Michelle. Appreciate you being here. Welcome in, Satin Jazz Lady. Thank you so much for being a channel member, and thank you for following along. Travel Yes We See. Welcome in. Good afternoon to you. Cruise Craze fam, welcome in. What time is it there where you guys are? Welcome in. I appreciate you being here. Welcome in, Keisha H. Thank you so much, and happy Tuesday to you. Stacia says, I watch all the time. Take me with you, pretty please. I get that a lot. I wish I could take the family with me more, but it's just our schedules with the kids in school, around working. It's just getting to be, with me doing this as much as I'm doing, it's just so hard to get the family here with me. But I wish that they were here experiencing these new ports with me. Nearly 8 a.m. Wednesday. Oh, wow. Wow. Well, good morning to you. If you guys don't know Cruise Craze fam, they are in Australia. So I appreciate you waking up and watching. D Rose says, I'm waiting on MSC World America to show the whole 2027 for me to book something for them. I'm fairly new to cruising, so I'm still learning things. Yeah, MSC World America is going to be an amazing ship. We will be on board for the first sailing in April, and we also have a group cruise in December. And I literally booked three three cabins on our group cruise yesterday, and I have three more that I'm currently working on now, but my internet's down. Um, so yeah, if you want to join us for Christmas on board MSC World America, definitely reach out to me. Let's see. Yeah, it is. It's a really nice port area. It really is. Welcome in, Tiki Lynn. Appreciate you being here. Jonathan, welcome in. Hello to you. It says Tortola B.V.I. Fond memories. It is. It's a really nice area. Really, really nice. Welcome in, David Smith. And thank you for pressing that like button. I appreciate it. Welcome in, Deborah Hill says listening while working. Well, I appreciate that. Welcome in, Nat Wash. Um, Jonathan says, book the land based holiday today for Sorrento in Italy. Well, you have a great time. We'll be getting back to Italy next year, if not sooner. Welcome in, Curtis. Appreciate you being here from Texas. Is it cold there in Texas right now? Miss Penny says, hello, I'll be in Tortola in November on NCL Joe. It will be my first time visiting the island. Yeah, NCL Pearl was actually in port. Now, there's not many cruise lines or cruise ships that actually visit Tortola. So it's one of those rare Caribbean ports, which is why this is my 65th cruise and I have yet to visit. So MSC goes in Norwegian. Um, Virgin Voyages goes. They just started, I think, going to Tortola. So I think it's opening up for more cruise ships. But yeah, it's not. You're not going to really find it on Royal Caribbean. Don't quote me because there might be one or two itineraries, but Royal Caribbean Carnival, you're not really going to find it. Let's see. Satin Jazz Lady says, "Congrats on your award, duly earned and deserved." Satin Jazz Lady is referring to Meet Nye. We received the Meet Nye award for social media influencer. If you guys don't know Meet Nye, they do an annual award show. This was their fifth annual one. Last year we were Channel of the Year. This year we received the Social Media Influencer Award. So we appreciate you guys voting for us, and we are so thankful to Meet Nye for that honor. Cruise Craze fam says, I'm going to take it back over there one day. Yeah, that would be cool. And I'm going to get to Australia one day. Lady Virgo, welcome in. Hello to you. D Rose says it's 3:55 in the Bronx. Um, yeah, it's almost 5 o'clock here. And yeah, so almost 4 o'clock back home. Welcome in your favorite couple. Appreciate you guys popping in and thank you for being channel members. Hope you guys are doing well. On the Go Yellow says I cruised to Tortilla on Royal Caribbean last year, so they have. Not sure if they still do. They, and that's why I said don't quote me on that. It's very, very rare, so it's not like one of their regular itineraries. It might pop up every so often. But did you leave? You didn't leave from Miami, I'm guessing. You probably left from what, Barbados, or left from. You didn't leave from Miami. It's a very rare port, and they have a couple of itineraries, but it's not like a regular. How most cruise ships, they literally just run back and forth doing the same itinerary. It's not one of those. Um, David says, I wonder if the locals go to the tourist beaches. Probably. I mean, probably. 55 degrees in Austin. Yeah, it's 17 degrees in Ohio right now. So D Rose said, I wish I could. I'm doing my birthday cruise May on Venetia again for the second, and next year, July. Definitely need to email you. Heard booking through travel agents are a lot better with deals. It depends on the cruise line. We work to get you the best deals. We price monitor. If we can add on some extra perks, we will, but that's not always. We get better deals with Royal Caribbean. We get like discounted group rates with Royal Caribbean and some extra perks and things we can give. Carnival sometimes, but we have to do that on our own. But yeah, we always try to find the best deals, but the best value having a travel advisor is not necessarily the deal you're going to get. It's just having that one person that you can go to ask questions, that has been there, done it, can give you some recommendations, tips, tricks, and all of that. So that is probably the better value than some extra onboard credit or what have you. And then someone that knows the ships, knows the cruise lines can give you, especially if you're a newer cruiser. On the go with Yola says, we left from Florida. I've seen it a few times, but not looking, so I haven't seen it recently. Jonathan said, have you had a rum cake yet? Not yet. There are actually these shops here. So on the route going to the beach, we didn't like stop at like, I was hoping to stop at like maybe a local shop or a local bakery or something. We didn't do that. And so when I got back to port, I was like, oh, I need to get a souvenir since it's my first time here. I don't typically buy souvenirs, but since it's my first time here, I figured I would need to um, grab a magnet or get something. I did not. When I tell you the stuff here in this port is probably some of the most expensive things that I've seen in any Caribbean port. They are expensive. So, like when I say expensive, think $30 for a t-shirt. So I walked in and I saw the price. I'm like, oh no, I'll go home without a souvenir today. I have plenty of pictures. As you guys can see through the glass, that picturesque view. So yeah, that'll be my souvenir because I just refuse. So they did have some sort of rum cake in there, but it was like a little square bit. And it was like $15 or so. No, I'm not gonna pay that. So let's see. Bubba D. Williams, welcome in. Says Tortola and Royal out of San Juan once in a while on smaller, older ships. That's correct. So Radiance of the Seas and Brilliance of the Seas, I believe they do those itineraries out of San Juan. You're absolutely correct. The ones out of Miami are very, very rare. At least I haven't really run into those, but yeah, the ones out of San Juan will go. And there's also some that depart from Barbados. D Rose says, I'm torn between sticking with Carnival until I get my status up or just trying different lines. I did NCL once, 14 days 2020, and I just want my status up ASAP for the perks. My question to you is, what perks? So, and that's not being funny. That is, I get a lot of people saying, and I was like that too when I first started cruising. I'm going to cruise Carnival till I'm diamond. I'm going to, but truly, what status? I guess you have to look at this. Cruising Carnival, you're going to be going to the same ports on the same ships to get your status up. Is there more value for you getting free laundry or visiting new destinations or experiencing a new cruise line? And for me, it's I'd rather experience more than the perks that I'm going to get for cruising because honestly, I mean, Carnival, you're going to get, I mean, they do have the perks like if you have 25 cruises, you'll get 25% onboard credit or 25% future cruise credit as onboard credit for your 25th cruise. You'll get, if you're Diamond, you'll get a couple little perks, but it's not, for me, it's not worth not experiencing other lines for those few little perks. And they've started downgrading some of those perks. Actually, I think MSC has some of the best perks out there, and you can status match. So like I'm diamond on MSC, and I this is my seventh, I can't recall seventh or eighth MSC cruise, and I'm diamond with them, which is their highest tier. Actually, not anymore. They have blue diamond. I'm diamond, and they just created a new tier, blue diamond. And so, like, I get um, like a bottle of champagne in my cabin. I get discounts in the shops. I get one specialty dining option. I get thermal spa pass, discounts on like laundry and other things. So I feel like you get more perks with MSC than you do with Carnival, and you can status match and come over to MSC. But yeah, so just ask yourself: is it worth holding out and being faithful to one line? Um, Going because I mean Carnival they do have other places that they go to, but I just feel like if you're cruising out of like Florida, you're pretty much going to the same, Cozumel and Grand Cayman, and not that those are nice ports, but you have to take a lot of Carnival cruises to get to Diamond. Let's see. Welcome in, Renelda. Appreciate you being here from Tallahassee, Florida. Yep. Appreciate you being here. And, I live in Tallahassee because I went to Florida State. Zarmil, welcome in. Says, thanks for your tips. They get to do a 14-day with MSA just for the different ports I haven't visited. Yes. And now, have you done a 14-day cruise? I personally don't know if I would ever do a long cruise like that. I get antsy after a while, but MSC has it to where, like, if you do that 14 days, you're probably going to have 10 or 11 ports. So if you're like me, like I like the ports, but they can get exhausting having. So like this cruise is 7 days and it's 6 ports. And so, 14 days is, for me, it's long, but they do have some really nice itineraries compared to other cruise lines. And that's why I tell people branch off and try other cruise lines. NCL also has really nice itineraries. I'm just not a huge fan of NCL, but they have really nice itineraries. Royal Caribbean, if you leave out of Florida, you're going to find some nice itineraries. So, yeah, just try something new. Elephant McKinley says status is not the shine it used to be because everyone now has status, so it isn't the same. That's true. And actually, depending on your status, it's possible that there's been some sailings, particularly like their Journeys cruises, where they've sent notices to diamond members or platinum members and said, hey, we're not able to honor, early embarkation and this and that because there's so many people on board that have the status that, they can't honor it. And then like even Virgin Voyages, they were doing the status match and they just did away with it. They did away with it last year and then brought it back. And I think it's because there's so many people that have high statuses with other cruise lines and they're doing the status match and you get deep blue perks or I think they're just called blue perks now or whatever they're called. But they were giving so many of those out that it's like, okay, at some point we have to stop. So Virgin's no longer doing it, but they might bring it back. But yeah, for me, the status doesn't mean much to me because yeah, laundry is nice, especially when I'm cruising with the family, but do I need it? No. Matthew says, what's going on in Charleston? I don't know. Um, Carnival, Sunshine, last sailing was in December. I don't know if they're going to. Actually, did I hear that NCL was going to Charleston? I heard something about Charleston, but I don't think anything's happening anytime soon, unfortunately. Queen of Wands, welcome in, and thank you so much for being a channel member. Appreciate you being here. Travel SBC says Carnival's top tier perks are not all that impressive. No, they're really not. And guys, I love Carnival. Carnival is one of my favorite cruise lines, but yeah, it's just, it's not what it used to be. PJ says, I was on Sun Princess for New Year's and got off Harmony of the Seas on Sunday. I love, love, love Princess. They just make me happy. Back on Sun in February, then March for 28 days. Well, that's awesome. We'll have a great time. I love Sun Princess. I love Princess Cruises. It's just, if you want something different, a little bit more elevated than like your Carnival or Royal Caribbean, um, it's considered mid luxury. So if you want more of a mid luxury kind of chill vibe, Princess is the way to go. They have great food. I think good entertainment. Their shows are amazing. I love their Princess Plus, Princess Premier packaging. So you have everything kind of bundled in there, and they have beautiful ships. So I have no problem with Princess. They're actually at the top of my list right now. D Rose says, so true. I'd rather experience other cruise lines. I definitely want MSC World America, MSC Mirabilia. I signed up for Status Match. Yeah, MSC Mirabilia is really nice as well. Um, Let me think of the ones that I've been on. I've been on MSC Divina was my first one, and that was actually my first solo cruise. It was nice, but it's an older MSC ship, but it was nice. So not bad for my first MSC experience. And then I've done MSC Mirabilia. We did that with the family. That was Their ships are just beautiful. Now, Maravilia, I think if you watch the vlogs, our complaint at that time was the food, but MSC has since revamped their menus and their dining experience is a lot better. My only concern or my only issue with MSC outside of like World America and I think World Europa is that they don't have casual dining options. So you're pretty much buffet main dining room or you're getting a specialty dining package. But World America, that's changing. So yeah, we've done MSC Divina, MSC Meraviglia. My very first media event was actually on board MSC Seascape when that made its debut in New York. MSC Seashore, MSC Grandiosa, which was Europe, MSC Magnifica. There's another one, and then this might be the seventh or eighth one. So yeah, but yeah, MSC Mirabilia was probably one of our favorites, and I have a full vlog series on that one. Let's see. But if you have any questions about MSC, we have 101 watching. If you guys could hit that like button, let me give you guys a quick view of where I am. Currently in Tortola. So I spent the day exploring the landscape and I went to the beach. It was really nice. So right here is I'm actually sitting on my balcony right now. So I have an aft view balcony. So I have this amazing view right here. Yes, thank you so much, Keisha. I appreciate that. So yeah, and so tomorrow, I think tomorrow I'm in. Mm, I don't even know. I don't even know where I'm at tomorrow. I was gonna say St. Lucia, no. Or even in St. Lucia, St. Kitts, maybe. I don't know. You guys will find out. Follow my stories on Instagram because that's where I'll be posting it. Because I honestly have no clue. um, let me go back to the comments. All right, welcome in, Claudia. Appreciate you being here from Toronto, Canada. And thank you for being a channel member. D Rose says, I looked at MSC for solo 7 days, very affordable. My first time was my first was 14. Oh my gosh, your first cruise was 14 days. That's a lot. That's a lot. And it's because I was added onto someone's booking because they had the third and fourth free. Yeah. And MSC, they do offer some really good value where they have the kids sale free and then also the drinks and Wi Fi. Speaking of deals, guys, Holland America is currently running their $25 deposit. So if you want to get booked on Holland America, I took my first Holland America last month or the month before. If you want to get booked in Holland America, now's the time to give them a try. It's $25 deposit, and I have a sale with me on board MSC. I shouldn't be on MSC advertising Holland America, but I just saw the $25 deal. Um, Holland America has a $25 deposit, and I have a sale with me in, oh my gosh, October. October or November. I'll post it on the page if you want to join me for the sale with me. I think I have 15 cabins so far. So if you want to test out Holland America, because they don't ever offer short sailings, they're all long for the most part. They have a few coastal sailings that are like 3 or 4 nights. And this one is going to leave San Diego and it's going to visit 2 ports in California and then one in Ensenada, Mexico. And I can't think of the dates. I don't even remember if it's October or November because it's about to get real busy. So I have a lot going on. Let's see here. Just making sure I don't miss anyone, but a shout out to those of you watching. I really do appreciate it. Welcome in, Miss Tiffy PD. Appreciate you being here. On the Go Theola says that's true. Diamond status sometimes gets kicked out of the lounges because they have too many Diamond Plus or Pinnacle on the Royal Caribbean, but I like my perks. Yeah, Royal Caribbean has some nice perks, especially with the drinks you get. But a lot of cruise lines don't do that. But yeah, I don't really care about the perks. I'm more about the ports and getting on new ships than perks. D. Rose says, I want to fly out and board a ship, but scared of getting lost in the airport, etc. It makes me nervous to be flying alone and not because of the flight, but some many directions and getting anxious. Yeah, I say the only way to get over that is honestly just to do it. I've had a few clients that have had some like flight anxiety, and you just really have to see it. It's not as bad as you think. Just definitely try to get a nonstop flight so you don't have to deal with layovers. It's doable, but yeah. Let's see. Sorry, these I don't know why these comments keep scrolling back up. Cruise Craze Family says, I'm excited to try Princess and Celebrity in March. So 2 cruises in March. Yes. Love Princess and I love Celebrity. So PJ says, oh, yes, I'd love to try Celebrity. Celebrity is really nice. Now I was on Celebrity Silhouette in December, end of November, Celebrity Silhouette. Those vlogs will be the next series that comes out. Cruise Craze Family says, wish we had MSC and Virgin here. Yeah, I know. D Rose says, I heard Seashore is amazing. It is. We actually had a group of 145 people join us on board MSC Seashore. It was our first official MH Family Group cruise, and we had 145 join us, and they loved it. Your favorite couple says, it is so beautiful. Love and aft balcony. It's really nice. PJ, I have the new Star Princess booked for its first trip to the Panama Canal. Fort Lauderdale to Seattle will be the largest cruise ship to ever transit the canal. I didn't know that. Good information. Welcome in, Zip Prinz. It says, have you cruised the MSC Seaview? I have not. I have not cruised that one. And that one, is that one currently in Brazil? Seaview is not currently. I've done Seaside. That was the other one I couldn't think of. I've done Seaside, not Seaview. I think is Seaview in Brazil right now. Um, Queen of Wands says I had a blast on Seashore. Yes. Tortola, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, it is beautiful. Welcome in HB5. Thank you for being a channel member. David Smith says, why aren't you exploring? Well, I was out exploring. I spent 5 hours in port and thought about taking taxi, trying to go do something else. But I'm like so swamped with the travel agency right now, and I don't like to fall too far behind. So, yeah, I had to get back on the ship to work, but the internet is not working. So, but my Wi-Fi is working. My reception on my cell phone is working. So I figured while I was waiting on the internet to get fixed or whatever was going on with it, that I would go live. Lori, welcome in. Says, have you ever gone on a repositioning cruise? If you did, which one, and did you like it? I have not done a long repositioning cruise, but I did a short 4-day repositioning cruise on NCL Sky. I did not like it, but it wasn't the repositioning; it was the ship. I did not like NCL Sky, um, and that was last year actually. So the repositioning took place from La Romana, Dominican Republic, back to Miami. So a short reposition. I personally probably would never do a repositioning that was going from. A lot of times the repositioning they don't have enough ports for me. I don't want a long cruise that has a whole bunch of sea days. I want to have more ports. So repositioning is really not my style. But you can find some repositioning that might be like 14 days. It'll have 7 or 8 ports. I don't like a whole lot of sea days. PJ says, I got to try Holland America. I'm 30, but I relate to an older crowd. They make me happy when they get up and dance. Yeah, I mean, it's fun. It says, where's it going? What parts? How many days for Holland America? Thank you. I will post it on Facebook and Instagram when we get off of this. That way, because I want to advertise again. Because, like I said, I think we have 15 cabins so far for that one. Welcome in, Kathy. Appreciate you being here. Travel, yes, we see. Good point. Avoid anxiety by getting to the airport early. Yeah, the biggest anxiety you're going to have is if you're going to miss your flight. So, yeah, get there early. The rule of thumb is 2 hours for domestic flights and 3 hours for international. Um, I kind of walk to the gate at this point because I do it so often and I don't like sitting at the airport and I'll chance it. But uh, those new to flying, you definitely want to try to get there early. But like, yeah, I literally walked straight to the gate or to the on onto the plane. Kalia's World, welcome in. Says hi everybody. I was wondering if you could help me book a trip to Japan, but I'm not going there until 2027. Is it a cruise? If it's a cruise, I can assist you with that. But if it's a land trip, our agency only does cruising. Now, cruises to Japan, absolutely, but yeah, we don't do any land trips. Team Reese Travels. Did I say hello to you guys already? Welcome in, Team Reese Travels. I can't remember. Do you feel like the experience on the ship is any different than your previous MSC sailings? Um, no, I think it's about the same, but it's slightly different because all of the other MSC sailings that I've done, except for MSC Grandiosa, which was out of Barcelona, was mostly Americans. I would say there's not many of us Americans on board this sailing, which kind of shocked me. Um, I think probably 80-90% are French speaking, and it's still very very diverse. But yeah, as far as like the entertainment, the food, everything's still pretty much on par with the other MSC cruises that I've been on. Actually, you know what? I feel like there might be a little bit more entertainment on this. It's either that or I'm just really trying to get out and get to everything. But I feel like there's a little bit more entertainment on this ship. But the food and everything is pretty much the exact same as the others. Um, but yeah. Um, yeah, I don't think my experience is even though I'm working for MSC for this one, my experience is pretty much the same. On the Go says, how long are you in port? We're in port tonight until 8. I think we got here at 8 and we're out at 8. Princess, are you planning on sailing the MSC World America? Yes, we will be on the first sailing of MSC World America. And then we also have a group cruise December 20th through the 27th on MSC World America for Christmas. And yeah, so we'll be on the first sailing and then we'll also be December. Stephanie Lane, welcome in. Good afternoon to you, and thank you for being a channel member. Shelby SVC says one thing about the 14-day plus cruises is time really flies. Did one on Panorama and on Resilient Lady, but those are fun brands, maybe different on other brands. Yeah, I don't want. Yeah, I'm just not about the sea days. I'm just I'm the type because if I'm cruising because I want to see places. Now I could easily just go fly somewhere and stay there. And but I kind of like cruising because I like the entertainment. I like being able to eat. I like the feel of cruising to get to where I want to be. So like this itinerary was really nice. And just to kind of give you guys a sneak peek, and actually I'll share with you guys since you're here. Um, a lot of my cruises this year will be very port intensive. I have one coming up next month, and I'm not gonna say unfortunately, but unfortunately it is solo again because the kids are still in school. But I will be on board a Costa cruise, which will be a first time, and it's going to be port intensive as well. So 7 days and 6 ports. David says, any new food in port? No, we didn't stop, and that's probably going to be like my feedback for this tour. Was that? Oh, I did have food in port. Yes, I did. Hold on, I'll tell you about that. It almost choked me. Um, it would have been nice for this tour to stop. Like we passed by a couple of bars, we passed by like a bakery. Like I recall doing a tour very similar in St. Thomas, and they actually made a few stops, and this one didn't. It was they stopped like at overlooks for us to look out and take pictures and things like that, but I would have wanted more, stopping to sample a beer or stopping to try rum cake or whatever. And it didn't happen on this tour. Now there's probably one like that, but I didn't book that one. But I did have food at the beach, but I had to give it back to them. So I ordered a jerk chicken platter, and it was so dry, like I couldn't even eat it. So I gave that back, and then they gave me fish, which the fish was very good. Let's see here. HB5 says, I'm leaving for Tampa on Friday from Ohio for my birthday cruise. I hope I get out before the weather changes. Yeah, I'm hearing it's going to change again. I'm hoping I can get in before. So I get off this cruise on Saturday, and I have to stay over. And I say that like I'm ready to get back home to the family. I don't like being away from them. I'll be staying in Martinique until Sunday evening. So because my ferry canceled, so I had to change my flight to fly out of Martinique, and the flights don't leave until the evening. So I'm staying a day and a half in Martinique, and I don't know what I'm going to do there. Warm Strong Adventures, welcome in. Appreciate you being a channel member. Hope you're doing well. You're probably on a cruise, I'm guessing, but hope you're doing well. Welcome in, Alyssa's Adventures in Cruising. Appreciate you being a channel member as well. Curtis says, we really like NCL, especially their ships that are less than 10 years old. Do you think you'll give them another chance and show them some love? I am. I'm booked on Norwegian Aqua. Nia Ryson says, hey, we're going. And actually, let me say this, it'll be my last time. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Now, I was on Prima um, two, almost 3 years ago, whenever Prima first came out. Um, I was invited on board Prima, and it was myself and my brother, and I had a good time. But in hindsight, I think I had a good time because the food was good. The food and the drinks were good, and I think that's all we did was eat and drink, and we didn't do much of anything else. And I kept saying like, I really love Prima, I really love Prima. And then after I started really reflecting on it, I was like, did I really like it, or did I like the food? I like the food. Norwegian Sky was not like that. I didn't really care for anything on Norwegian Sky. The steakhouse was good, but like the entertainment, there really wasn't entertainment. Like I literally have clips of deck parties, and there was 2 or 3 people dancing. I don't know what was going on with that repositioning cruise, but I didn't like it. So yeah, so Norwegian Aqua will be my last go at Norwegian. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, and that's okay because there's going to be cruise lines for you. There's going to be some that aren't for you, and just like Virgin, like I didn't like Virgin 2 years ago. I tried them, and now I like Virgin. And but I feel like I've already tried Norwegian twice. I'm gonna give them a third shot. And if it doesn't work out with Aqua, that'll be a wrap for me because I don't like to spend money when I know I can get on a cruise that I like. Let's see. Sorry, these comments keep scrolling. But yes, I'm gonna give them some more love. Welcome in. I always say, is it Nia or Naya? Nia. Miss Ryson, welcome in. Welcome in. Happy Tuesday to you. Yes, and you are on MSC World America. Lady D says, good afternoon. Thanks for all you do. I'm looking forward to doing some cruising this year. Yeah, if you need help booking your cruise, feel free to reach out. I'd love to help you plan. Prison Life to Paradise, welcome in. Says hello, RacQuelle. How are you liking your new port? So far, so good. I've only been to, well, I flew into St. Lucia. It was beautiful. I didn't get a chance to explore. Was in Martinique. I will explore Martinique when I get off the ship. So this cruise picked up in Martinique. I flew into, for those of you that are just new watching, I flew into St. Lucia because it was a quarter of the price to get to St. Lucia than Martinique. So I paid like $400 to get to St. Lucia rather than 1600. Well, it was 400 round trip, but it changed because my ferry changed. So then I had to pay more, but it was like 1600 to get to Martinique. I don't know why there's a big difference, but I flew into St. Lucia and then caught the ferry over to Martinique. And then we were in Guadeloupe, which, what did I do in Guadeloupe? Oh my gosh. Oh, Guadeloupe was really nice. I went to the botanical gardens. We did, so it was really just another bus tour that kind of was narrated. They did it in two different languages. They did French and English, and it was a 5 hour tour, and it just took us from one end of Guadeloupe to the other. We went to botanical garden, which was beautiful. We went to a waterfall. There were a couple other spots. That was really nice. So it was more history. I was trying not to do a whole lot of beaches because, Caribbean, sometimes we get stuck on, oh, beautiful beaches. And there's a lot more to the Caribbean than beaches, although I will be going snorkeling maybe tomorrow. I don't know where I'm at tomorrow, but yeah, I'm enjoying the port so far. Naya, Naya. I don't know why I can't get that. And I think I asked it every time you pop in the chat. Naya. Naya, Naya, Naya. Let's see if I can remember that. That's like people with my name. My name is RacQuelle, but I get Raquel, I get Rochelle, I get all kinds of things. So I'm always intentional to try to get people's names right, but sometimes I just can't remember. Nia, Nia, Naya, Naya, Naya. Okay. Let's see here. Everyone's speaking to Warmstrong. Kern says, I'm booked on NCL Aqua as well. Which sailing are you going on? I will be on the second sailing, which I don't remember the dates. On the second sailing, the one after the inaugural, and it's a 4 night, because I'll be on board. I was trying to get on the inaugural for Aqua, but it conflicts with MSC World America. MSC World America ends on the 19th, and I think the inaugural was maybe the 15th through the 19th. Whatever it is, I know that I have a day in between that I get on Aqua. PJ says, as a wheelchair user, I love any ship that has low bars to sit with others. There are a few, but they're out there. When you're on ships, would love to hear if you see them. Good info we can't find. Yeah, that's something I hadn't even really thought about. That's a really good point. Um, I can tell you just off. No, the bars here, I don't think they have lower counters, but they do have like seating, like outside of the bar, like right there where you can still get bar service. But I get wanting to have that vibe sitting at the bar. That's a really good point. I'll be more mindful to kind of look around for that. Let's see. Everyone's. Laura says, I watched the YouTube video of two ladies that didn't get back to the ship in time and they got left. What happens for them if that happens? Then you fly home. That's what happens. So this is why, like, as a new cruiser, I recommend booking short excursions through the ship, because your ship is good. It's going to have a return to ship guarantee, meaning if the tour runs behind, it's delayed, it's late, something happens, the ship is not going to leave you. If you book a third party, and let's say your bus breaks down and you were already pressing it to get back to port, the ship's going to leave. Sometimes the ship will still try to work with those third party, but it's not guaranteed. Because remember, the ship will be fined if they stay in port longer than they need to be. And so, yeah, so I mean, it happens and people get left all the time. You have to be mindful of ship's time. Ship's time is different than local time in some places. And usually they'll let you know, um, they'll make an announcement in the morning, they'll put it in like the daily program. When you leave the ship, they'll tell you, remember to be on ship's time. So you have to be mindful of that. That's usually where people get left, is if there's a time change. And because your devices, your smartwatches, your phones will not adjust to that. So you have to be mindful of what that time is. And what I do is, my rule of thumb is, like, if I go to Jamaica, Jamaica is usually is an hour or two behind, whatever it is. I always just know that, okay, I'm in port from these hours to this hour. So if it's an 8 hour port day, I will set a timer for 6 hours. And that tells me that I have an hour and a half to 2 hour window to get back to the ship. So when my timer goes off, I'm headed back to the port. That way there's no confusion on what time it really is. But you can check the ship's app to see what time it is. But yeah, if you get left in port, you have to fly back on your own. They usually will go in your safe. You're supposed to leave your passport and different things in your safe, your valuables, and they will leave your passport with the port officials. That way, you can get your passport and then fly home or whatever. That's also why it's important to have a passport and not a birth certificate when you're cruising, because if you happen to get left, it's going to be really hard trying to get home without a passport. So that is why a lot of people encourage you to have a passport, because you need a passport to fly. So if you get left in Tortola and you don't have a passport, how are you getting home? So a lot of people still cruise with just birth certificates. If you do it safely, then it'll work out. But if you have an emergency or something happens, it's going to be very, very difficult to get back home. But yeah, so that's what happens. And I always play it safe. I know what time I'm supposed to get back, and I always give myself about 2 hours to get back, especially if I'm off exploring on my own. And I try not to venture too far from the port. And I also I like to do snorkeling tours and things like that. I won't take one if it's too close to getting back on board, because I've heard of stories of the boat breaking down, and people can't get back to the ship. So yeah, I said worst case scenario is if something happens on land, you can try to catch a taxi back. Let's see. Uh, Vita Wheeler says, "Have you ever taken a flight the same day as you're supposed to go on a cruise?" Yes, I do. I don't recommend it though. I do because I cruise often, and the travel days, travel time, just I get tired of it. So I personally do. I don't recommend for others to do that. I mean, I do it enough to where, like, if my cruise canceled or if I missed it, I'm gonna be like, oh, I got another one in a few weeks or whatever. I'm not stressed about it, but I would not recommend it for those of you that are looking for a vacation. This is work for me. So I guess I should say it's kind of like, when you call off from work or you have a snow day from work, you can't go in. It's kind of like that for me. So, I mean, I enjoy what I do, but if I fly in the day of and something happens, I'm not necessarily going to be distraught unless it's like a bucket list cruise, which I probably wouldn't fly in the day of. So yeah, I don't recommend it. Fly in the day before. And if you watch my embarkation day tips that I just released today, I did share that. I think that was the first tip: is make sure you fly in the day before. But don't do as I say, not as I do, because I do a lot of things, and I will, if I do it in the vlog, I'll say, but I don't recommend this for new cruisers. I do it because I do it often. Um, Francis says, "Hi, good to meet you and see you." Well, welcome in, Francis. Appreciate you being here. Thank you for being a channel member. Thank you so much, Keisha H. We have 109 watching and 75 likes. Appreciate you guys hitting that like button for me. PJ says, Sun Princess plus Carnival Celebration, Jubilee, Mardi Gras are awesome. They are. They really are. They really are. I haven't been on Jubilee yet. Um, PJ says, every bar has a low one. Love it. Oh, yeah. Now I'm going to really start looking for that, because that's something I would have never even thought about. But yeah, I appreciate that. All right, it is 5:30 here. I think I have dinner reservations at 7. Let me give you guys another view as the sun is starting to set. Lori says, can you fly to the next port and join them? Most cases, no. If you book a flight through the cruise line, that is one of the perks of booking through the cruise line, is that they guarantee to get you to the next port, as long as there's a flight available, obviously. They'll fly you to the next port. If you book independent flights and you miss your flight, they will not. There's too many fines involved with doing that, and they will not allow it. There may be a few exceptions, but usually that's not. They don't allow that unless you're booked with the cruise lines flight. But yeah, for those of you that didn't see earlier, this is Tortola. Beautiful. If you guys have not checked out some of my stories on Instagram, be sure to check this out. But this is the port area. I'm standing on my balcony. I have an aft balcony for this cruise, but this is the port area. There are shops and things right in here. You can walk straight through past these green buildings to catch a taxi. These little red and gray huts over here are restaurants. There's bars over there. Lots of water sport, like boat rides, and like they probably came from snorkeling or something. But yeah, it's a beautiful area. Now, this little carnival thing here, I don't know if this is always here, if they open it up at night, or if there's some sort of festival going on right now. I don't know if that's always there. But yeah, so there's not a beach right here. So if you're someone that likes to get off the ship and walk to the beach, there's not a beach over here. You're going to have to catch a taxi to the beach. But yeah, this is Tortola. And I spent my day at, is it Cane Garden Bay, which is the beach here, a popular beach here. So I kind of went up the mountain, down the mountain to the beach, and then back up the mountain down the other side. So very scenic views. If you're afraid of heights, you may not like it. Open air tram. It was really nice. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful pictures. So yeah, I had a good time. And again, I don't know where I'm at tomorrow, and I have no tour. I have no clue what tour I'm doing tomorrow either. So, um, but yeah, any last minute questions before I go get freshened up for dinner? Um, Lori says, "Can you fly?" Oh yeah, so yeah, no, you can't fly into the port the next day. Your cruise is just going to be canceled, and that's why also why you got to have travel insurance. I know a lot of people that don't get it, and especially this time of year with the snow and ice and things, flights cancel all the time. Especially like I live in Ohio, so it happens all the time. If you have the insurance, if your flight cancels, you're going to get your money back. So um, it's better to have it than not. PJ says, "What's for dinner?" I have dinner reservations at the steakhouse. So I did the main dining room the first night, and then I did Indochine, which is Vietnamese. The second night, I'll tell you guys, I love the starters, but I did not like my pho at all. And I'll share that in the vlogs. And actually, it's funny because I love Vietnamese. It's one of my favorite types of food. Runs too. We love Vietnamese. We used to frequent a Vietnamese spot called Indochine back home, and they closed. And we were there like literally once a week. They knew exactly what we were going to order, and they would have a table ready for us. Like we were there all the time, and so I was excited for it. The starters were delicious, and they were so good that I wound up making a reservation while I was sitting there enjoying those. And I said, "I'll go ahead and do another one at the last day." No, so so and guys, again, this is a sponsored series, but I'm always going to be very honest with you guys. The starters were delicious. The pho was terrible. The pho was terrible because I had beef pho, and when they set the bowl in front of me, it was like a slab of meat, and I'm like what is this? Like pho is supposed to be rare or raw beef, and it cooks in the broth, and it was like slabs of like pot roast. That's what it looked like. It looked like very dense pot roast, and it was a lot of it. And so as soon as I saw, the lady saw my face, and I'm like, that doesn't quite look like the pho I know. And so then I said, well, I'll try it, and I tried the beef. The beef was like so overcooked. And so when I called the lady back, I told her, I said, hey, this beef is like not even edible. You can't eat this because it's so overcooked. And I said, it's supposed to be served rare. And so she said, oh, well, I can bring you some rare beef. And I said, no, that's not how it's served. So then the chef comes out and he tells me that they use the beef, they boil the beef in the broth to give the broth flavor. I'm like, that is not how you make pho. That is not how you make pho. And if you're going to use the beef to season the broth or to give it flavor, you need to not serve that beef as part of the pho because it's overcooked. So yeah, I didn't like that. But yeah, I have the steakhouse tonight. HB5 says, please upload your pictures to YouTube as well. I don't have IG. Unfortunately, YouTube only allows 5 pictures, and so I will post a couple from today, but YouTube only allows 5 pictures for some weird reason. I don't know. I would post more on YouTube, but they only allow 5 pictures. And so I do the stories on Instagram and I post on Instagram and Facebook. So if you check there, but I will upload a few from today on YouTube. Why don't they call it half a steakhouse or a mini steakhouse? I don't know. He just says we love your honesty. Yeah, and because like I said, even if I'm working with the cruise line or working with the company, I'm going to always. I mean, it is what it is, and regardless if it's sponsored or not, everything's not perfect on a cruise. It's not, and I will tell you when it's not. I can tell you that so far the service has been great on the ship. I have not had any issues. I'm trying to think, I haven't had any issues with service other than there was one day my room steward, like I left out of my cabin at 7:30, and he asked me, am I an early riser? And I'm like, yeah, I'm an early riser. So, and he said he starts his day at 8 and that he would, make sure my cabin was ready early. And then it was like 1:30 by the time I returned because I was out and about doing things. It wasn't done. So, but, but that, I mean, that's minor. But yeah, service has been good. Food has been good. Entertainment, guys. They have this like Cirque du Soleil type show. It's called. I don't know the name of the show, but they have two different options on the ship. What is it called? Carousel at Sea. It is an upcharge, and I know some people are like, I'm not paying upcharge for a show. Well, they have the theater shows, which are fine. Like tonight, there's a puppeteer, and guys, the shows on MSC are a little different than other cruise lines. Like Carnival, you're gonna pretty much get like musical type, performances. They're a little different on MSC. So like tonight, there's like a puppeteer who does like voice impersonations and things. There was a magic show. So it's a different style. But they had these Cirque du Soleil style shows. Guys, when I tell you it was probably one of the best shows I've seen at sea, it's $12 if you book it in advance, and you do get a free cocktail. The cocktails are pre-picked, so they'll have two alcoholic options and then a non-alcoholic option, but it's $12. It is so worth it. Just some of the things they were doing with the aerolist, they had, um, yeah, it's just worth it. And I've done it on other MSC ships, but this was probably the best one. In fact, it's so good that I'm booking the second option as well. So, welcome in TJ's Destinations. We were just wrapping up. Sonia says midday work shenanigans. So I appreciate you popping in. And travels with PNB. Thank you so much for being here. Yep. He says, I love Tortola. Hope you're enjoying your cruise. I am. And actually, I'm sitting here in Tortola now. I was just sharing the view from my balcony and kind of talking about how the day went. It says, hi, is the protection when booking a cruise the same as insurance? All right, I'll talk about that real quick and then I have to go because I have dinner. So yes, so those words are used interchangeably. You have travel protection, vacation protection plan, travel insurance. They all pretty much mean the same thing. Just know that it's not like how you have health insurance. So understand this. If you have health insurance through your employer or your own health insurance, it does not work when you travel, usually. So you need to have some sort of travel insurance that is going to give you like trip protection if you need to cancel or like cancel for any reason, or if your trip cancels, you're going to get reimbursed. It's going to come with like flight delay options, baggage if your bags are lost, damaged, or stolen, and it's also going to give you some level of medical coverage on the ship or the destinations, as well as any, I'm sorry, medical evacuation. Let me take back what I just said. The medical coverage that's included generally is for on the ship. So you have to really read the fine line because there's some cruise lines where you get the medical coverage and it covers your whole trip. And then sometimes you get the medical coverage and it covers you on the ship only. So you really have to read the fine print. But yes, travel protection, vacation protection plan, travel insurance, trip insurance, all of that pretty much means the same thing. But you just really need to look to see what the levels of coverage are. I personally recommend booking um, third party. That way, there's no question on whether this insurance only covers me on the cruise itself and only the cruise vacation itself, versus if I book it through like Allianz, which is the third party insurance provider that we use. If you book it through Allianz, it's covering you from the time you leave home all the way up until the end of your cruise, and it's covering regardless of if you get sick on the island or if you're on the ship or whatever. But know that you have to pay for your services first and then you get reimbursed. So that's something that people don't understand is yes, you have insurance. It does not work like your medical insurance at home where you pay a copay, that's it, and then you get the services. It's not like that. You will have to pay up front for most services, and you get reimbursed later. So, but yeah, definitely recommend. Travels with PNB says Allianz is a go-to for me as well. Yeah, absolutely. They're my favorite, and their response time is so fast. Like I said, Joe Marie was injured last year on a cruise. She's been the only one in our family that has had to see the medical center on board, and having the insurance saved me $400 because she had to get stitches. She got stitches, and within 2 days, I had the $400 back through Allianz. So, um, yeah, welcome and evolving with Ed. I don't know if I spoke to you earlier when you came in, but appreciate you being here. But yeah, so guys, that's it. I don't know where I'm at tomorrow. I'm trying to think of the ports that I have left. I still have, oh, I have St. Kitts left. I have Antigua, which I think that's where I'm at tomorrow. St. Kitts, Antigua, and I don't know. No clue. But I can tell you that the next two shore excursions that they're with shore excursions groups. So stay tuned for that. Those will be third party. We talked about third party before. They're not through MSC. So I'm working with shore excursions group on this trip as well. But appreciate you guys popping in for this live. I will go live probably in 2 days to kind of share with you what happens in tomorrow's port and the next port. So stay tuned for that. But follow me on Instagram. That's where I'm posting stories and things. So follow me there and on Facebook as well. But yeah, that's all I have. I have to go shower and get ready for dinner. But I appreciate you guys popping in to chat with me. Hopefully the internet is back up so I can get my clients situated because I have some things going on. But yeah, so I appreciate you guys popping in to give you guys one last view as the sun sets. And I appreciate you guys being here. Hope you guys have a wonderful Tuesday, and I will pop up live sometime on Thursday. See you guys later.